We're good. Okay.
The children need that. The little girls need that. Like, for real.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we need that connection because, like, we're like scared to touch each other these days. Like, don't touch me, get away from me.
Mm-hmm.
So this experience was good because I felt reconnected, like as I always do, like when I'm around women who are like free or like wanting to grow, wanting to evolve. Like I love that because I feel like my vibration is raised by being around these beautiful goddesses, and I just feel great. I feel like I'm walking in my purpose when I do this kind of stuff because it feels good to my heart. I know that I'm doing right by my girls by having them amongst it and and feeling it and everything. So,
and I will say that recently so people have been telling me, Natasha, when are you gonna do your meditation? When are you gonna start teaching yoga again? And I was like, I feel like I can't do it until I have re-tapped in. Like unless I'm practicing it, I can't help and guide you.
Right.
And so just in the last few days, I'm like, and the reason I remembered about today is because it popped up on my calendar.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so over the last few days, I'm like, I feel like I need to meditate. I feel like I need to build my altar. I feel like I'm disconnected and I can't figure out how to get back there.
Yeah.
Every time I've done it, it's taken me to another level, but also every time I've done it, it has been people that aren't necessarily within our culture.
Right.
And so to be amongst my sisters,
Yes.
like so closely, like
Yes.
we are from all over literally the world here,
Yes.
but also still having the same common thread, similar backgrounds, but completely different, like to experience what I experience with other people, but then with like my own folks, right? Like that's just, world, here I come.
Yeah.
It's on a whole different level.
Yes.
Exactly. It's
Another
on a
level.
whole another level, for real. Yeah, so I'm just grateful.
Yes.
I feel so grateful and free and peaceful. And tired.
Y'all did a lot of work. Y'all put a lot of work into it.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, I did.
And so what was maybe your favorite part? Or what was something that you didn't expect to feel or maybe even notice, or when things came up? What was some of those moments for you?
I have one. When we were holding hands and I think we were chanting or whatever, rehearsing the affirmations or whatever. But the sister next to me just started kind of like pulsating or something. She just kind of started moving, and I felt like I started moving too. So I like the feeling, that whole feeling of being like part of a circle. And something that I didn't expect was like I almost felt like crying. I almost felt like a whole bunch of energy like right here. And initially, I have like these nerves and anxiety and all this stuff, and it's, trying to set everything up, and is everything gonna be okay? But like in that moment, I felt like silence.
Yeah.
It just felt like, and that's so rare these days to feel that that peace, that heart, And I felt that, and I was just like,
Yeah.
As you were talking, I had another moment, but I realized the moment that actually is that you mentioned feeling an energy. I've been in lots of meditation classes. I've done lots of meditation classes, and when we talk about the heart center, the chakra, I imagined where it was. This was the first time I actually felt where it was. And so I actually felt when we were humming, when we were, when I took that breath and I heard everyone else in unison, and then I felt into that unison. Then I felt it in the middle here, like my actual heart center, and I've never felt that before, ever.
Yes.
So that really took me by surprise.
Yes. Yes. And in what way can you say you feel different? Or if you feel different, do you feel different?
I think that, do I feel different? I feel the same way I do when I finally decide to become a doula. When I finally decided to become a doula, and I went to a birth and knew that I was showing up as a doula and I had removed that imposter syndrome, like I feel calm. And that doesn't feel different. I've felt that before, but there's certain times where like I'm seeking a feeling and I try to get it. I don't have necessarily a newness or a change. It's just, it is.
Yeah.
And so I think when I came here, I had an expectation. I don't know what the expectation was, but I was seeking something. But whatever did happen today, just it happened. And there's just like you said, there's like a silence, there's a calm, there's a peace, there's an evenness. So I guess that would be a change from how I felt coming. I wasn't feeling well, I'm late,
Yeah.
So it's
True.
like, I came and I arrived when I needed to.
Right. Awesome. Okay. Well, if there's any last words that you goddesses want to say or speak, or just whatever you feel to express to let someone who has no idea about this experience, has never even thought about what happened today, what would you tell them?
That's a good one. I think I would just say, keep evolving, keep growing, keep searching, keep being curious. And ask questions. I think curiosity is a big one. We live in this universe. It's a novelty producing universe. So we're supposed to be novel. We're supposed to be new. We're supposed to be creating new things. And so don't just fall in line with, mediocrity, because that's where everybody is kind of directed from the time that we're little. Like, just do this. Just follow this path. This is where we want you to be. But don't let that inner child be silent. Like, be curious.
Yeah.
Be open. Search out for your tribe. And the easiest way I found to to find my tribe is to just speak my truth.
Yeah.
To see who stays around.
Right.
Yeah, one of the other ladies said the same thing. She said, as soon as I decided to open myself up, I found you guys.
Yeah.
Isn't that?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
And it's funny that you talk about be curious, because in the meditations that I've done in the past, whether they were prenatal or postpartum or for anybody, that's one of the things that I say is be curious. Be curious about what you're feeling. Be curious about your body. Be curious. And I think that curiosity is what led me into. I talk about my work a lot because it's like it's in my cells.
Totally. I so feel that. I'm sorry to bring this up again.
I'm
but,
a doula, you get
yeah.
it. But it's in my, on a cellular level. It's on a cellular level. But I would not have found that had I not been curious.
Yeah.
Right.
Had I not been
Totally.
what is that about?
Yeah.
Had I continued down the path that I thought I was creating for myself, that I wanted, that I worked my entire life towards, that I left my family for, I would be miserable. And so I would have had everything that I wanted, but I'd be miserable. And even though this life is hard, it's not the easiest, it's also like, if I close my eyes in 2 years, in 10 years, in 50 years, I know that I've come to do the things that I've come to do, and the curiosity is what led me there. And so if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling, like you don't know where to go, if you don't know who to turn to, or if you feel like there's something else out there, just be curious and not so serious about about who you are and what you think you're supposed to be doing. Even if you're an accountant and you just really love numbers, love that, and if there's something else, you don't have to leave that to go find something else, a truth, a purpose, and whatever else you want to do. So I say be curious. Some of the great thinkers, many of them we don't know because it's not taught to us in the history books. But, people like Einstein and Michelangelo, they weren't just one thing.
Totally.
They were Benjamin Franklin.
Yeah.
They were so many different things.
Yes.
And they lived shorter lives.
Right. Right.
They did all of these different things and they live shorter lives than we do. So there's no excuse for us to yes, life gets in the way, but even if you're just taking one step towards something that you're just curious about.
Totally.
Take the pressure off, just be curious.
Totally.
I think that's what it is. And I think that's what this was about, was the curiosity of what happens when I go meet with other Black women?
Yes.
What happens when I own? What happens when I set an intention? What happens when I'm open to other people's religions? And it's all the same. You know what I mean? So I think being curious
That's what it is.
Yes.
that's what it's all about.
Pussy Magic,
Pussy
take
Magic.
1. Well, thank you, ladies.